Hello, we are logged into SquareUp.com to work on some items in Square. I'm going to show you how to add and edit items. Also, we can place them into the screens of the POS system. Right now, I'm going to go over to Item. If I click the item, let me click all categories. I have every single item we've added into Square. Some things can be a chef salad. The cheeseburgers, we did two variations, 1.5 pound and 1/3 pound, so they both get their own buttons. But all of the diner items, including specials, are here. We have these in categories. We only have one location. But if I were to pick categories, I have specials, which are all the specials that don't need to go to the prep station, and then specials prep. So if I have a special, for some reason, if barbecue pork steak came with a solid or some item that we needed in the prep, I could pull up that item. From there, I have the name of the item. That's how it will display online and on the POS system. I have a kitchen facing name. I capitalize all those to make it easier to read in the back. And then from there, I can select my category. So if we needed to move this to the prep station, I would hit specials prep. I don't need to do that. Any descriptions will display on our website. The location will all be the same as the diner. Here's where I can add the price. So if pork steaks go up to $13.99, a simple change there will edit everything on the POS and online once we get specials online. I have a list. If I can add this to the menu, if I wanted to add, there's a better way to actually do that. I'll show you in a bit. But here are all my modifiers. I know that the pork steak is going to come served with bread. So I have an option to select no bread or no roll. Right now, the required modifiers are none, and the maximum modifiers are going to be updated to 1. So you don't have to select no bread, no roll. I can actually hide this modifier from the customer on the receipts. So if I hit save, I have a specials side choice 1 and 2. Most of the specials come with 2 side choices. If we only had 1, I would click this and just remove the item. If I remove this and only had 1, and I wanted to add a second one, if I hit the edit, I can add all of the modifiers that I possibly could want. So if I put specials, and I see the only things that left that are not selected, special side choice 2, and that's good to go. Special side choice, for each of these special side choices, I can click this and customize. Okay, get out of this and discard the changes. So if I say barbecue pork steak, and I know that every time I serve barbecue pork steak, I'm going to have the same sides. So customize on the special side choice 1, potato salad. It's pre-selected. So servers automatically, when they hit a pork steak, the side items are automatically be filled in as potato salad, and I assume this one is baked beans. So if they wanted to, they can just go through, hit pork steak, and then push that through to the order. If they wanted to double back in the special side choice on 1 or 2, they could change out and sub out their side item for another available one. Extra dressing and sauce we don't really need on this. There's an option to automatically add the item to the check. If you do this, it will automatically push the order with any side items that you've already pre-selected, already push the item through. It's going to make it more difficult to go back to change your side items. So I leave this turned off. This is available on the diner or the SojoDiner.com once we enable specials, which should be shortly. If for some reason this took 30 minutes to prepare, you could hit order timing and change the default of 15 minutes on the order. The remainder of this doesn't need to be messed with. Backing out of that. So here, that was the basics of how you edit an already existing item. Right now, I'm going to go to my item library. All of my items are here. Create item. I'm going to create a brand new test breakfast item. So new test breakfast item is the name that I want to use. The kitchen facing name, Dave can have this customized however they want. If they like to use some shorthand, be fast, or you don't need certain words, this is only going to the kitchen. This is not going to the customers. This is what's going to print out on the receipts. If I pick my category as breakfast, it will display in the breakfast category. I can put a brief description for online, or if we don't want to serve this online, we can leave this completely blank. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Location's fine. Right here, I'm just going to name my price. So $6.99. I don't manage stock on any of these items. If for some reason you're a merch store and you had a certain amount of shirts or hats, you can easily add stock. We don't need to worry about that here. I can add modifiers. So say my breakfast item has a choice of cheese. I have to pick which cheese. So if I say a cheese choice, here we go. And I want to say, by default, I will go ahead and save this. By default, I want cheddar cheese selected as the default. I can go ahead and set this up. This will suggest to people online that cheddar cheese is what comes with this. If they would like to sub this out, you can sub this out for another piece of cheese at $0. If you want to add for the extra money for the ability to sub these out, we can go through and build one of those. If I hit save, now I've got my breakfast item. It's just a simple small item. If I wanted to add potatoes or anything like that, we can add those in. Many of the items are already built. I'm just going to turn this off because I don't want to throw this online. So right now my $6.99 item is test breakfast item. I can automatically add this to a check. If this is a biscuit, a sausage and egg biscuit with cheese, and automatically everybody gets cheddar and nobody ever changes it, automatically add item to check. Once the server hits that one button, it will automatically go and not ask any questions. They will have to dig into the item and then change things, which becomes a little more difficult. So right now, if I save this, I have this item set up. It's not hooked up on any POS system. I've turned it off for online. So now once I go to my menus, this gives a broad overview of the categories that we have in our POS. screen. But right now, if I hit edit POS layout, I get to see what the servers see. I can see where every button is. So if I go into breakfast, here's where every button is laid out. I can, if I want to hop in here and edit these, I can edit these. But what I'm going to do is add a page. So now we have quite a few extra added pages. I'll delete page 4, delete page 3. So now if we're here and they flick their finger up to go to the second page, a simple swipe, I can create a new item, use my existing items, new display groups, existing display groups, or do a function. So if I hit existing items, test, new test breakfast item, bam, here's the button. If they click that, it's going to go all the way through, and if we click back into the order, they can go through and edit the cheese. It's that simple. If I hit existing items, and so new test breakfast item, I want this over here. You can make the buttons tall if you want. You can make them wide if you would like to go through and make this cross. You go through and change the color of all of these. Edit item. Now breakfast for some reason is this yellow orangish. Now these are all going to be similar together. You can also, if you click out of these, you could sort your menu or sort this order by A to Z, color, and kind. I think that will only mess up the servers. So I'm going to remove this tile. I'm going to delete this page and hit save. So it's Friday. We have the specials for next week. If I go back into items, and once I'm in items, I hit menus, and I edit the POS layout, you can change the buttons for next week. If for some reason we're removing all of these, which I will not save because they're currently working, and right now we say existing items. So next week, let's see, the chili mac, is that special? Yeah, bam. So if I were to put that here, I can hit that, click that, and make that tall. Now we got more space for the server to hit those. I normally do Monday through Wednesday up here, and then possibly Thursday for non-fried chicken days. Super simple to add these in. We have all the specials already built and created. And if you didn't have one, you could go through and simply add the item, classify it as which kind of special, add the total, and then add your modifiers in there. Discard all of these changes. The only thing that gets a little weird every once in a while, so if I look at any of the items that I created, they may not be available for online. So if I look over, actually I'm going to go and do that in a second video.